righty, so let's take a look up front and let's go over this practice test. Just so you guys know, your test is tomorrow. Okay. How close is the test to this actual practice test? Like exactly the same, right? So you need to make sure you study two things tonight. I would study this practice test and I would study your quiz over the first half of the chapter. Those are the two things I would spend time studying. Okay? All right, let's take a look at problem number 1. So that's Chloe. Solve by graphing. Oh, and Chloe, yours was on the calculator, so I'll have you come up. She's got her calculator in hand. We're going to grab my calculator. Okay? And Chloe, when you grab my calculator, it says solve by graphing. You can use your graphing calculator. What is it that you're going to do here, Chloe? How did you solve this by graphing? Tell me what you did. Okay, so she said first I had to move that 7 over to the other side to make it say y equals. And when you did, what did you get? Okay, and then you put that where? Into the calculator. So she put in 2x squared. And then she said plus 3x. And then you said minus 7, right? Minus 7. And then you did zoom what? Zoom 6. And she saw that. Where are the solutions to this? At the x-intercepts, which are the zeros. So tell me on my calculator how to do that. I'm going to go to what? Second calc. Number 2, 0. Hit enter. So when you do left bound and right bound, remember you need to be somewhere to the left of the first 0. Hit enter. Somewhere to the right of the second one. Hit enter. Yes, I want it to guess. And what'd you get? Negative 2.77 and 0. It says round to the nearest 100th. How many decimal places is 100? 2. Okay, and then how'd you do the second one? How'd you get over to the second one? I'd go second calc 0, and then I have to come somewhere to the left of this one. Hit enter. Somewhere to the right of this one. Make sure your arrows are always pointing together at the top. Tell it to guess, and you got what? 1.27, comma 0. Very good. Questions? All right, good job. Good job. Any other questions on number 1? All right, problem number 2. What did we get for problem number 2? Miss Natalie. It said solve by using square roots. Guys, one of the biggest mistakes you made on the quiz is you made that 5x. It's not 5x, it's just 5. So what'd you do, Natalie?
Added a 5 over to get 4x squared equals 80, and then divided by 4 to get x squared equals 20 times the square root, got x equals plus or minus 2 squared root of 5.
Because that's 4 and 5, and she said 2 squared root of 5. What do you guys got to make sure you don't forget when you take the square root of each side? Plus or minus. Good job. Questions on 2? Okay. How about number 3? Landon? Okay, so Landon, yours was solve by factoring. Now, guys, it says solve by factoring. So you're going to factor, but are you done when you factor? No, you got to tell me what x equals. Landon, talk me through what you did.
So there's a GCF.
Well, first, what'd you do with the 45?
Oh, I had to subtract it.
Subtracted that over, and then there's a GCF.
So I just divided everything by 3.
Guys, when this side is a number, you're allowed to divide. Divide, because now you got what?
X squared plus 2x minus 15.
Equals what?
0.
0, because you're allowed to do that. You did it to all the terms on both sides. Now, A is 1, life is easy. What question did you ask yourself?
What multiplies the negative 15 that adds to 2?
Here, what'd you get?
5 and negative 3.
5 and negative 3. And then you set each of those equal to 0. And what did you get for your answers?
X equals negative 5 and x equals 3.
Good. X equals negative 5 or x equals 3. Perfect. Questions on that one? Solve by factoring. I will check your method. 4. So number 4 just said simplify. So you had to simplify this. And what'd you do?
So we had to reduce the negative 72. So it was a perfect square. So reduce it to negative 36 and 2. And then you have to take out, if you square root of negative 36, you get 6i squared root of 2. Multiply that by 5, you get 30i squared root of 2.
Good. The biggest thing you guys will forget is to multiply these, this multiplication, and he got 30i square root of 2. Now, one of the biggest mistakes you guys make is you use negative 9 and 8. Square root of negative 9 is 3i, and then you tell me 15i square root of 8. But what can you do to square root of 8? 4 and 2. Keep going. So if you use 9 and 8, you just didn't find the biggest perfect square, so you have to keep going. Very good. Okay, how about the next one, number 5? All right, Jarrett, multiply. Let me see your answer. One step aside so I can see it. Okay, perfect. Talk me through what you did on multiplying.
I just foiled the 2.
Foiled. Okay.
So 8 times negative 5, negative 40. Negative 9 times negative 5, 45i.
45. Oh, okay. You did that one first. Okay.
So I'm going through the whole thing. And then 8 times 6i is 48i. And then negative 9i times 6i is negative 54i. And I squared. And I squared is just negative 1. So 54 turns into a positive 54. And so it's negative 40 plus 98i plus 54. And you combine like terms, so it's 14 plus 93i.
Okay. I don't know how you have 98. That's a 93 in the middle, not a 98.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Just be careful.
Yeah, I wrote it wrong the first time. Though.
All right. How'd you guys do on that one? Keep in mind that I squared is negative 1 and negative 54 times negative 1 is positive 54. Great. Questions on that one? Okay, number 6 is Paige, and number 6 was solved by completing the square, which we did one of these yesterday, so hopefully that helped a little bit. So Paige, go ahead, number 6. What did you do first?
I subtracted 60, and then I divided by 2. And then I got x squared minus 10x. So I took half of that, negative 5 squared, and then I did negative 30 plus negative 5 squared.
Okay.
And then I square rooted that.
What? Oh, first, what did this factor into?
X minus 5 squared.
X minus 5 squared, and then what's negative 30 plus 25?
Negative 5.
Negative 5. Now you took the,
Square root.
okay, and you got what?
X minus 5 equals plus or minus I rounded to 5.
Perfect. One of the biggest mistakes is people they pull the negative out as an I, but then they just erase the square root, make it 5i. It's not 5i, it's I square root of 5, which is what she has. Now what'd you do?
And then I added the 5, and I got x equals 5 plus or minus I radical 5.
Perfect. How'd you guys do on that one? Another one similar to this on the quiz. Make sure you look for it. Okay, who's number 7? Write it in vertex form and identify the vertex. Laura. Oh, yeah. Okay, looks good. Talk me through what you did, Laura.
Okay, so, you got your original thing, and then you gotta put these two in parentheses. Gotta
Group them together.
And then take half of that, which is negative 4, and square it, and then you have to do it to the other side. You get 16 plus y equals x minus 4 squared plus 18, and then subtract 16, and then get y equals x minus 4 squared plus 2, and then you get your vertex with a 4 and 2.
And then she said that went right 4 and up 2, so the vertex is at 4, too. Good. How'd you guys do on that? Good. Okay, now, was I kind in keeping A1?
Yeah.
So will the test be kind?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, it will be. Okay. You're welcome.
Well, we never know.
If you haven't figured that out by now, AJ, after 8th grade and now, dude.
Oh, he doesn't say.
All right, number 8.
Example.
Yes, it is. I mean, you're not going to break it in half and throw it on the floor like my algebra art student did. That didn't go over so well, Paige. Okay. All right. Let me see what she has here. Jordan has negative 6 and positive 1. That is correct. Talk me through, Jordan, what you did.
Really, you're just going to find what A, B, and C are, and then plug that into the formula is a 49 all over -2.
Okay, I'm going to stop you for 1 second. One thing you guys have to make sure you do when you do this is make sure you put -5 in parentheses, and that's where she got 49. Okay?
You just kind of like break it up and then do 5 plus 7 over -2, and that equals x equals -6, and then 5 minus 7 over -2 equals x minus 1.
Equals positive 1. Good. How'd you, yep. Yeah. How'd you guys do on this?
Pretty good.
Good. If it's a perfect square, do you have to take it down to 2 perfect numbers?
Yep.
Yepper. Okay, questions on 8. Number 9. Quinn. 9. Okay. Quadratic formula again. Let's see what he did. Oh, and I like he put the quadratic formula off to the side. X equals -b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. What'd you do first on yours, Quinn?
I started by subtracting x squared over,
Good.
and then I found a, b, and c. A is -1, b is 4, and c is -13.
Okay.
And then you plug it in and get -4 plus or minus square root of 4 squared minus 4, -13 over -2. And you get -4 plus or minus square root of -36 over -2. And -36 is a perfect square. You pull out 6i, you get -4 plus or minus 6i over -2. And that is 2 plus or minus 3i.
Okay, so from here, most of you can get here, and this is where you mess it up. So pay attention. How did you break this up? You broke it up as -4 over,
-2.
and then plus or minus
6i
6i over
over
-2. What's -4 divided by -2? 2. So that's the first part. And then what's a positive divided by a negative? Negative. What's a negative divided by a negative? Positive. And what's 6i divided by 2? 3i. So that's how he simplified that. Great job. Now, I want to show you, because maybe you didn't like making that x negative. So maybe you brought everything to the right. If you brought everything to the right, you had 4 plus or minus square root of 4 squared minus 4 times 1 times 13 all over 2 times 1. You got 4 plus or minus the square root of -36 over 2. You got 4 plus or minus 6i over 2. Same thing, break it up. 4 over 2 plus or minus 6i over 2, which is the same answer, 2 plus or minus 3i. So I wanted to show you both ways in case anybody brought it to the other side. All right, 10a. On number 10, guys, be careful. It says find the discriminant. Describe the number and type. Okay, so A can come on out. So I will look for 3 things. Did you give me the discriminant? That's just the b squared minus 4ac. Did you tell me how many solutions and what type? That would be 1 real, 2 real, or 2 imaginary or non-real solutions. Okay, so what'd you do here? Huh? Nope, you're good. Okay, what'd you do first to solve this?
First off, I added the 7 over to the side to make it x squared minus 6x plus 7 equals 0. And then I used the discriminant equation, which is b squared minus 4a times a times c. And then I plugged all that in, and I got 8 as the answer, which 8 is 2 real solutions.
Why is it 2 real? Because it's a positive.
Positive.
Yep. If your discriminant is positive, you have 2. That's how many. The type is real solutions. Very good. Questions on 10. A. Okay. Mitch is B. How'd you guys get these right next to each other?
Luck of the draw.
Luck of the draw. Okay. So Mitch, let me look at yours. Okay. What did you do?
All right, so I added 49.
Uh-huh.
Then I put the thing in to b squared minus 4c, and I got -28 squared minus 4 times 4, 49, and then equals 0.
And it equaled 0. So now, what are you going to tell me?
1 real solution.
1 real solution. Very good. So you have to tell me the discriminant. You have to tell me how many. What if the discriminant was negative? What would you guys tell me? 2 non-real or 2 imaginary. Very good. All right, number 11. Guys, this is where I feel like the test started to get a little hard. Would you guys think this got a little hard here?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe? All right, number 11. A juggler tosses a ball into the air. The ball leaves the juggler's hand 3 feet above the ground and has an initial velocity of 20 feet per second. Does the ball reach a height of 8? Show, work, or explain your answer. Okay, so you can't just say yes or no. You have to show your work or explain your answer. He showed some work. So, do you have to solve for t? Does it say how long does it take the ball to reach that? No. So tell me what you did.
I just plugged 20 in for the VO and
Uh-huh.
3 in for the SO equals 8. And subtract the 8 over to get negative 16t plus 20 plus negative 5 equals 0. Then I had to find the discriminant, so I plugged all those in and got 80. And since 0 is less than 80, it's 2 real solutions, and it'll reach 8 feet twice.
Okay, because it's in that positive number, it will be 2 real solutions, so it will reach twice. Very good. Very good. This is the same as the other one. If you got 0, how many times did it reach that height? Once. So it's still if you get negative, will it reach that height?
Oh.
Nope. Okay, good. Number 12. This is the one that I had a lot of people say, I just really didn't remember how to do this one. Solve by graphing. Use your calculator. All right. So talk me through what you did, Paige, on first to get started. Before we could even go to our calculator, what did you have to do to these equations?
Okay, for the first equation, I subtracted 3x to the side with negative 3 on it.
Uh-huh.
So equals y equals negative 3x minus 3.
Okay.
And for the next equation, I subtracted 5x squared to the other side. So it equals y equals negative 5x squared plus 2x minus 3.
Perfect. So she had to solve those for y. Guys, if you have to solve them for y tomorrow, which you probably will, write down what you put. Because if you did something stupid here, I can give you partial credit. Then what'd you do?
Put it into y equals.
So negative 3x minus 3. And then negative 5x squared plus 2x minus 3, right?
Yep.
And then we were already at a Zoom 6, but I'll do Zoom 6 again. And there's her linear equation, and here comes her quadratic. Very good. Now, on yours, could you guys see because of the different colors that it actually, that's where the colored calculator is so awesome. Could you see that it had 2 separate? So what'd you do next, Paige?
Second calc, and then
No. Second calc, intersect, and that's where people are like, which one do I use again? Guys, what does 0 do? 0 finds the x-intercepts. We're not trying to find the x-intercepts. We're trying to find where these intersect. So she went down to intersect. And now the first time, can you just hit enter, enter, enter? Okay? Enter, enter, enter. So enter, 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 and it gave me, it's so hard to see. Was that really hard to see? Did you guys zoom in?
I don't know.
You didn't have to? I can't see, so I'm going to zoom in for a minute. So let me, I hate doing my mouse. Okay, let me go over here. Oh, well, I guess I'm getting that. Let's see if that works. I think I did zoom in instead, didn't I? And I'm not going to get my other one. So now when I do, this probably won't work, will it? Second calc, intersect, enter, enter, enter. My first one was, ooh, what is this? I'm glad I did this because what is this number? You have to be careful. What does that mean? Times 10 to the negative 15. 0.0000, 14 zeros, and then that number. What number is that? 0. So this is the number 0, negative 3, which is what she has. Then what'd you do?
Second calc again.
Second calc again, intersect, and this time you got to get closer to this one. Let's see if this works. I'm not sure if this will work, but let's see. Oh, it did. And what was your second one?
1 negative 6.
1 negative 6. Okay, how'd you guys do? I had a lot of people say they didn't remember how to do that one.
Wait, how's that 0? 1.77.
Okay, it's 0 because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 3, 7, 7, 4. What number is that? 0. Okay, are we good? All right, next one, 13. This one said solve by substitution. I will check that you use substitution. All right. Let me check Landis real quick. Okay, guys, his answer is correct. Think about this for a minute. What shape is this? What shape did I give you? X squared plus y squared equals 13. It's a what? Circle. What's the shape is that one? A line. If I'm asking you the solution of a circle and a line, remember that and that is a coordinate point xy and a coordinate point xy. Don't stop at x. Don't stop when you find x. It's a point and a point. Okay, so Justin, talk to me through what you did. Step one.
You solve by substitution,
Okay, so is step one done for you? Is one of them already done for you?
basically.
Yep. Okay, step two. Go into the other equation and everywhere you saw,
A y,
you plugged in.
x plus 1,
And when you did that, you had to make sure you put it in
parentheses.
parentheses. Now, what do you do when you have x plus 1 quantity squared? How'd you get from x plus 1 quantity squared to x squared plus 2x plus 1? How'd you do that?
I mean, you could like write it out and FOIL it.
Yeah, that's exactly what you do. Okay? X squared plus 1x plus 1x plus 1, that's x squared plus 2x plus 1. Now combine your like terms. Put these together, what do you get?
2x squared,
What do you get with just the 2x? And then what did you do to the 13?
subtract it over,
And when you did, you got what?
negative 12.
Negative 12. So, is everybody okay getting to this quadratic? What did you see that you could do next?
Divide by 2.
Divide through by 2, everything including the 0. And now, did you factor?
Yeah.
Yep. What multiplies to give you negative 6? It adds to give you 1.
Positive 3 and negative 2.
Okay, so what's my x values?
Negative 3 and positive 2.
Don't stop here tomorrow. Because now you're going to have to take negative 3 and do what?
Plug it back into that.
Plug it back in to y equals x plus 1. When you do, what do you get?
Negative 3, negative 2.
And when you plugged it in for 2,
2, 3.
good. Questions on that one? That one was big. Okay, who was 14? I should have had you come up here. I apologize. I should have had you come up here, Jill.
Pretty much.
Okay.
It's not fun.
Okay, so Jill, talk me through. Guys, work smarter on your quiz tomorrow, or test tomorrow. What can you tell me about this graph? It was just shifted what? Down 6. It's just shifted down. It's the parent function shifted down 6. Is it dashed or solid?
Oh, I have it as
Dashed and shaded. Up. How about this one? What'd you do?
So I first found my my x, which was which would be 4 over top of 2 negative 2, and then that it will equal negative 1.
Good. And then you plug that.
Back into the equation to
In.
equal 1,
Good. There's your vertex.
and then to find the y-intercept, then
It's just C.
Yeah.
Just 0, negative 1. And then you pick 2 more points.
yes.
What point? Or 1 more point. What point did you pick?
1.
1. And what'd you get when you plugged in 1?
7.
7. Negative 7. So now she graphed this one, which is in pencil. Started at her vertex. Here's her y-intercept. Here's her other point. Reflected all those. It's solid and shaded. Down. If you look at my graph, can you clearly see my final shaded region? So I ask you, if I look at your graph, can I clearly see your final shaded region? Can I tell that your one parabola is dashed and one is solid? Okay, last one. Word problem. Not word problem. Solve. Show your tested values. Guys, the answer to an inequality is a what? Inequality. Okay, let me you have one thing wrong on your sign, but we'll fix it in a minute. Go ahead.
First I said it equals, well, I made an equation, then I subtracted 2 to get x squared minus 6 plus 8. And then I factored to get -4 and -2. And then I got x equals 4, x equals 2. I drew the line, put it in with open circles.
Why open circles?
Because it's greater than
Good. Okay, then what numbers did you test?
0, 3, and 5.
0, 3, and 5.
And then I got yes, no, yes for them.
Yes, no, yes. Now, you did a great job of getting yes, no, yes. And you did a great job of showing me on your graph yes, no, yes. But now be careful with your inequality.
Oh,
It should be x is what? X is everything what?
wait, less.
Less than 2. Or x is everything what?
Greater than?
4. Okay? If you read yours, you have it. X is what?
Oh, yeah.
Greater than. So that should be the other way around. Does that make sense? Okay. Questions? Guys, how do we study? Woo, sorry. Practice test and your first quiz. Interims are being pulled Tuesday. I just found out.
They are people.
Isn't that crazy?
We gotta do golf. Mr. McCoy's taking. Go.
What's he doing?
He's taking grades in micro. I didn't do anything there yet. Oh, gosh. Oh,
Yes.